wait for it to end. Really proud of our guys fighting. Really proud of our guys' ability to come in here and compete for the majority of 40 minutes. That was a big ask for our guys. It's obviously been a long week with some travel, going to West Virginia, and this is being our third game in 4 days, and all those kinds of things. For our guys to really kind of bear down and compete the way they did against a fantastic team, really proud of the guys. Having said that, there's no moral victories. Obviously, we come here to win. We come here, whether it's here or Creighton or Nebraska, the expectation is to come here and win with all due respect. As good as those teams are, as good as these coaches are, we have really good players too. And I feel really confident in their ability to step on the floor with anybody and compete and be able to give anybody a game. But we have to get to a point where, we're finishing games. We've been in striking distance in all 3 of these, and that's the next step for our program. And myself, starting with myself, I need to do a far better job, leading us to a point where we can finish these games.
Questions for Coach. Michael, right up front here.
You alluded to it. You've played some high major stuff, and 2 of them been in the top 25. I guess what's been the common thread, even though all teams are different, but what's been the common thread with your approach to those types of games?
I think our approach doesn't necessarily change, right? We have a really, really good assistant coaching staff that does a terrific job of preparing our guys, and we look for some different solutions for some of these bigger, stronger, more athletic teams. And I kind of liken it to Revolutionary War, where we can't line up and put our muskets against your muskets and just meet on the battlefield at 3 p.m. Right? It has to be a little bit more guerrilla warfare. We have to change our point of attack. We have to be a little bit more dynamic in what we do on offense and defense, and be a little bit more creative. So our assistant coaches do a terrific job. Our players do a terrific job of kind of adhering to game plans. A lot of times on short turnarounds, right? Going to Nebraska to Creighton was 1 day, and coming here was 1 day with a travel day. So full credit to our players and our staff for getting themselves to that point of being able to compete. But how we play and how we approach the game isn't necessarily different. Whether it was Tennessee Tech and Charleston Southern out in West Virginia, or it's you guys or Nebraska and Creighton, we want to step on the floor and be the tougher, harder playing team every night. We want to play with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and effort and match that with execution. We just haven't found the ability to mesh that together. I have not found the ability to mesh that together for 40 minutes. So that's a space where I have to get much, much better as a coach.
Hassan Abdul-Hakim seems to have taken a bit of a jump from last year. In your short time with him after taking the job, what have you seen that's been the biggest difference in his development?
I think he's a tremendously talented kid, right? I think, again, I have all due respect to everybody that we've played. He's stepped on the floor. He's been as good as anybody out there, right? So he's a really, really skilled kid for his size. He's very, very intelligent. He's one of the more intelligent players I've ever coached. He's got a tremendous feel for the game. He's hyper unselfish. He cannot wait to share the basketball. He's a tough physical kid as well. So, when all those things are moving in the right direction for him, he can be a handful on both ends, right? He can be really disruptive defensively, and then obviously he can really be the straw that stirs the drink for us offensively, where we can get him on the perimeter, we can post him up, and create mismatches that way. So he's just been tremendous, and for him to continue to move forward, all of his preparation things, all the things outside of the 40 minutes, like all of our players, we got to win that part of the process too, and he's a leader in that.
Right in the back, Coach.
Coach, in the second half, they had to go small to kind of keep up with you guys, and you guys got 4 offensive rebounds in less than 2 minutes. At one point, they led to 9 points. Just how big was that for you guys to kind of take their bigs off the floor and just neutralize that size advantage that they had going in?
I wish they kept their bigs on the floor. Gilmore's a good player. He's a really good defender. I like him. I was watching him. They did something similar against Montana State on film, and when they brought him in the game, they have the ability to switch a little bit more and be a little bit more aggressive at the point of the ball screen, and he makes them a little bit more dynamic defensively, and then he plays so hard offensively, he came down and drew a foul on the other end. So he gave us a hard time on both ends of the floor. I like him a lot for what he adds to you guys as far as changing your guys' point of attack, right? He kind of changes the face of what you guys look like. So, for us, that's a space to, kind of alluding to the question earlier, that's a space where sometimes we have a little bit of an advantage over some of these high major programs where we're so small, and it's a little bit different where, you look at, bear with me on this story, but if you look at an offensive tackle in high school, it's a 5-star kid, he's 6'6" and 320 pounds, but he's blocking a 6'1", 180-pound, high school defensive end. Sometimes that can get some problems, right? And we're sometimes that 6'1", 180-pound defensive end, and we have to make these people, chase us around a little bit and make their lives a little bit hard. And for those 2 bigs, Winner and Crowell, to be out there, that's a challenge for us. So it really changes the game.
Right up here, Coach.
Coach, to that point, in the first half, you guys had 52 points. It seemed like you guys were working well off ball screens, dribble penetration. Really, everything was clicking offensively. What kind of did you guys see on film that kind of allowed you guys to have such a good performance tonight there?
Yeah, I think when you have, some size guys like Hassan, like Howie, that can utilize ball screens themselves and they're being guarded by a four, that's hard. And I think we saw some things on film from a ball screen coverage standpoint with the fours where we thought we could press an advantage a little bit and put some people in some difficult spots. And I thought Howie did a terrific job of it. Obviously Hassan did a terrific job of it. And, our players' ability to step out there and just execute, right? And take a look at what, we kind of see as an advantage for us and step out there and execute and play with confidence and really take it to the opposition and be really, really aggressive and be on the front foot. Proud of them in that space.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.